getting enough to eat. This week, I saw a story about a woman who makes almost 100 lunches per day at no cost and offers them to children in her neighborhood. Champale Anderson, a beautiful Black woman of St. Louis, is a mother of 6 herself. And every school day at around 2:30 in the afternoon, children in the neighborhood know that they can come to her house to get a bag of lunch. So there's sandwiches, there's fruit, a bag of chips, some juice, or some water. But more than anything, the joy is that anyone who comes gets to have a meal. Children from the neighborhood have understood that her home is a safe one, and that she will not judge them or berate them for coming back for seconds, that she loves them and wants them to be well, and that she asks for nothing in return. In her own words, she says, "I'm just trying to help the kids that don't have enough at home or are just hungry after school. I've been doing this with my own money. Every day, every school day, 5 times 100, 500, thousands of children, thousands of meals are prepared every day." It's a heartwarming story, of course, because we all know the statistics. Food makes a difference, and the kinds of food that we eat matter. In neighborhoods like East New York or Brownsville or Yonkers and Bedford-Stuyvesant, depending on which street you are on that day, you may find bodegas that only sell processed foods rather than produce stores or grocery stores. And it's cheap. It lasts long, and it's highly addictive. And I don't say addictive as abstraction or hyperbole. I mean that these foods are engineered to make lifelong customers out of us. In fact, when I had my wisdom tooth removed, all I wanted was a McDonald's cheeseburger. And even though I've seen all the documentaries and I know there's neither cheese nor burger in it, I craved it, so much so that I became very irritable. There have been many times when I've been on my way to work in the morning and I've seen young Black children buying soda and chips for breakfast. And I say this not because I want to shame them and to shame us, but because we need to seriously consider the options that are available and affordable for us. And as a teacher, I would see the effects. Slump, irritability, sluggishness, hyperactivity, sugar crashes, mood swings. And I don't blame our children or their parents for making decisions to eat what is convenient and cheap, because I have done the same. And even though on certain blocks like mine you can get an egg and avocado sandwich, such foods are way more expensive than salt and vinegar chips and Fanta. Food is not inherently good or bad on its own. You're not more worthy if you only eat raw vegan foods, and you're not less worthy if you had ice cream for dinner. We live in a fat-phobic world, one that polices bigger people's food choices, while thin people, no matter what they eat, are upheld as goals and idols. And still, what and how we eat makes a difference. Those among us who have options should first humble ourselves before we begin to judge or turn our noses up. Because we also live in a world that has intentionally made it so that people live in food deserts, at the very same time that people enjoy novelty foods like sushi burritos and rolled ice cream and charcoal activated yogurt and mountains of cheese that no one person should be able to eat in one sitting, on top of monstrous burgers and extravagant milkshakes with entire pieces of cake just sitting balanced on top of the glass. The evil is that at the same time, when people are making choices between their chips and their soda and how to spend $1 and make it go far in the bodega, right down the block, or on the same train, there are people who can afford to spend money on 24-karat gold drizzled chicken wings. This is a real thing that I have seen. There's apparently edible gold that you can put on your chicken wings. I don't know if that's what I want. But this tension, this Grand Canyon between the haves and the have-nots, is exactly where we find the writer of this passage. Biblical scholar Reverend Dr. Will Gaffney notes that during this time there was a plague of locusts that disrupted the ecosystem. All the crops were destroyed, and it was so bad that there were no seeds for the following harvests. It's kind of like, not only did you spend this week's paycheck a day into having it, but now every dollar from your next paycheck has a job as well. That might not be your testimony, but we're in the middle of wedding planning, and it is definitely ours. Have mercy, Holy Ghost. But then there comes a shift. God begins to restore the earth, and this word of encouragement means something for the people who rely on the earth to survive. There is no such thing as Trader Joe's or Food Bazaar, and if you were to ask someone like me who has lived in Brooklyn her entire life, if you ask me where does food come from, I say Stop and Shop. But at this time, and across the world, today still, there are people who grow their own food to eat. So if the crops die, you can't just go over to the next town and get food. You're out of luck. Which makes me wonder, what did the people in this community do when their rich lands became food deserts? I wonder what their equivalent of chips and soda might have been. And yet, God promises rain. I will repay you for the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the hopper, the destroyer, and the cutter, my army which I sent against you. You shall eat plenty and be satisfied. In other words, God says, I think I should undo what I did. It's my fault. I'm the one who sent these locusts. These are my creations, and I will take responsibility for them. Wouldn't it be something if the people and companies and policymakers responsible for food deserts also had to make reparations for their actions? Everyone from the top food business folks to agribusiness to the grocery store to managers and developers and politicians who chose not to advocate for the most vulnerable. Wouldn't it be something if those who had their labor and their land stolen got free groceries for life? Do you know how many avocados I would buy? And they'd always be right, they'd just be perfect. But this overflow of restoration also comes with the outpouring of God's Spirit. There's the material restoration, and then there's spiritual restoration. And we can't forsake one for the other. God says, I will pour out my Spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Even on the male and female slaves, in those days I will pour out my Spirit. I must say that I come back to this text whenever I have been made to feel that I and my voice is not important. When I see conference flyers featuring cishet men only, or when I read the syllabus and nobody can speak to what it means to be Black or to be queer or to be woman, or when I go to the movies and every dynamic and interesting role seems to be reserved for women who are white and thin and blonde. Or, my favorite, when I'm in a meeting and I happen to be the youngest person there and no one seems to value my opinions until it's time to talk about social media and podcasts. Help us. But God says that the Spirit will descend upon all flesh. Not just the men, not just Jeff Bezos, not just the people with fancy degrees, not just the people who own property, not just 3/5 of me, everyone. And what I love about this idea is that our flesh matters to God. Our matter matters to God. My body, all 6 feet, 235 pounds of me, the acne, the hives, the depression, anxiety, the arthritis in my knees that I have inherited from my dad's side of the family. God's Spirit meets us in our flesh. I want to warn us that we may read this passage and believe that male and female, or old and young, or slaves and free are the only ways to exist. But scholars will argue that when we see binaries like these in Scripture, it's not meant to suggest that these are the only 2 ways to exist. It's a literary attempt to say all while being super specific. For example, we know that there are more ways to exist than male and female, and even that what we mean by male and female is growing every day. That's a gift. We know that there are intersex people, trans people, genderqueer people, non-binary people whose life and witness is a testimony to the creativity of God. That God dreams more for us than just 2 boxes to check. And even those boxes themselves are more expansive than we've been taught to think. Or we know that there are not just people in this world who are young or old. There are people, as my mother says, who are old enough to know better and young enough to do it again. We know that there are more ways to live than to be free and enslaved. Because when you get released from prison, you go into what we call parole. And that is the condition of technically being free, but from the shackles, but you're still under surveillance. And then there are people who are technically both free and enslaved, like overseers. There's black and white and gray, and then there's purple, and fuchsia, and eggplant, and burgundy. God exists between, beyond these binaries. Which is why eventually the writer says, everyone who calls on my name will be saved. There are no asterisks or conditional invitations. God said thousands of years ago that everyone who calls on the name will be saved. Or, everyone who ever is in need will be saved. It's a hard thing to believe because we all know that there have been times when we have reached out a hand and our hands returned empty. But if you're looking for encouragement, God has already decided that you matter in this world. Not only do you matter, but you deserve to be fed, to have your needs met. God has decided, thousands of years ago, to restore the very thing that has been destroyed. God promises reparations to those who have been made vulnerable, not because of any upstanding or moral thing that you did, but just because you exist. And here we are, years later, deciding who counts as everyone, and if reparations is even a necessary thing at all. You may be wondering what happened to Miss Anderson, who started the program of feeding children in her neighborhood. Well, eventually she did what most people in these times do. She made a GoFundMe. She made the GoFundMe hoping to subsidize her program, and her goal was to raise $1,500. But thanks to the kindness of strangers, she raised over $80,000. I even went to check this morning, and people have been giving even as recently as 5 hours ago. With about 3,000 unique donors, the average gift works out to be $26. So we have a choice. We can hoard and keep what we have to ourselves. Our gifts, our time, our energy, our resources, our dreams, or we can share. Share that someone else can be well, knowing that if my neighbor is okay, then I benefit from that too. $26. I went to the roll to see who gave what, because I'm nosy. And Mandy gave $5, Landon gave 20, William gave 10, Anonymous gave 100, Jill gave 5, Rhonda gave 7. Each of us has different capacities, gifts, skills. And the one who gives $100 is no more important than the one who gives 7. And if all you can do is stretch your hands out towards the screen and pray for the woman who is running this program, that too is a gift. If you are in the position to give $100 or share an extra room or a college student or donate free child care to a single mom, do that. Do it all. Because eventually it averages out in God's economy. We need everyone, all flesh, all hands on deck, and all minds open to possibilities. We become God's comrades when we refuse to go along to get along. So let us, in this week, in this season, in this moment, reflect on what it is that we can offer to the world. You were made exactly as God intended. Your flesh is holy, and it tells a story. Mahalia Jackson puts it like this: it don't cost very much to place a gentle touch or to give a glass of water to a person in need of such. You may not be an angel, and you may not go to church, but the good that you do will come back to you